Hi, good morning, everyone. Today is December 11. Welcome to Art Appreciation for the second semester of 2020-2021. Today, this is our orientation, and we will try to discuss how our MS Teams would look like, how it would function, and what I would expect from you. And the same, you can see what you can expect of me for this subject. Okay? So, without further ado, let's go with our classroom. First and foremost, this is how our classroom would look like for the duration of the semester. On the left, you'll see the different channels. Um, each channel is either a representation of a week or a representation of a topic. So each topic is laid out for you. So as you can see from a hidden channels notification that you have other channels hidden, and these are all for the finals, which I will try to show or make appear when we reach it, okay, right after our midterm exam. Okay, so with that being said, let's head toward our first particular channel, the general. So with the general, this is where my general announcements or instructions are posted. So right now we have two: flex etiquette and house rules. Flex etiquette is the PDF file submitted or provided by NU, wherein it showcases what is to be expected on the different blended learning or learning methodology provided by NU. So we have either flexible learning experience, which is the actual flex, blended learning, remote synchronous asynchronous course materials, and face to face. So you can download the PDF right here. As well as for the second, we have the house rules. So this is basically the class policies that would work in lieu of the class policy found on our syllabus, which we will be discussing a bit later. So starting with the house rules, we have first is the video audio conference. So first and foremost, our class, whether it's synchronous or asynchronous, will be heavily video or audio based. So we will make use of MS Teams heavily instead of using our Facebook groups like before with our UTS. Whenever you join a conference, kindly make sure that your mic is on mute, and also if ever you are to say something or before speaking up, please use the raise a hand function. Once done talking or reciting, you can turn the mute button on. When experiencing poor connection, kindly use the chat function on or inside the conference. Second, threads. So as you can see, we have on a particular channel, we have a different number of threads. Now these threads, aside from it being a representation of parts or segments of our orientation, these also is an example of the threads or the future threads that you will be encountering in our meetings. Like for example, Quiz 1 Plus is basically our requirement thread wherein whether it's an objective quiz or a subjective requirement or a subjective performance task, the link for that particular requirement is there. Sometimes it's in the form of texts, deadlines, or the info about the deadline, the info about the rubric or the grading system, the specific instruction for that particular requirement will be posted there. Okay, and if it's a requirement thread, whether it's a quiz or a performance task, your main role there is for you to submit or post your scores at the comment section. Okay, so after taking, for example, this quiz one, your score, you should post it on the reply or on the comment section right below. Okay, so this is specifically what we call our requirement thread. Second, the syllabus. This syllabus thread is basically where you'll download your syllabus or our syllabus. But this will also represent our lecture or topic thread. Each meeting will have different topics, and each channel will provide a certain topic thread or more than one topic thread depending on the actual topic for that week. Wherein it will provide materials like video, um, YouTube link, MS Stream link, PowerPoint, PDF, and even Word document link or the actual file. Okay, and your objective or your role is to leave a heart reaction. Don't try to post a comment using the heart emoji. Instead, use the heart reaction here. Whether you're on your mobile device or on your desktop, you can actually do the reaction by hovering your mouse at the upper right corner of the thread and then choose the heart. Okay, so um, the total number of hearts will determine the total number of downloads that we had for that particular thread. Okay. Same goes for the sample class record, which we will be discussing a bit later. Okay, so going back to our house rules, the following threads that you saw represent the different threads that you will encounter for our class or during our class. What I did not or what I don't have here as an example was the attendance thread. Attendance thread is basically me asking a question and you answering, and those answers will be considered your attendance for today or for that day. Unfortunately, we don't have a prior meeting before this, so I don't have or I can't ask anything yet. Okay, but as soon as the ball gets rolling, we have topics the previous meeting, and as a recap, I'll ask some questions relating to the previous topic, and your answer will be considered your attendance. Okay, so no answer means no attendance. So this will go on whether it's synchronous or asynchronous. Okay. Also, always write on the comment section instead of creating a new thread, especially when uploading requirements. So whether that's the attendance thread, the topic thread. Actually, you don't have to write anything on the topic thread unless you have some corrections or questions. Okay. Pero the main reaction or the main comments will go to the attendance. And when you do, and when you write your comments as your attendance, make sure you're writing on the correct or on the right location. Sometimes when you use your mobile device, when you write down something, you thought that you're commenting under that thread, but instead, you come up with a different thread on your own. So when that happens, I won't be reading that, but I'll automatically delete it. So if you're submitting an important requirement, make sure you post it on the right thread, or else I'll just delete it, not minding the content. Okay, so you have to be really careful. Same goes for attendance. If you submit or if you create a different thread for your answer for our attendance, then you'll be marked absent, or at least your presence will not be credited. Certain threads will be closed specifically, like our submission threads or requirement threads. Whether it's a quiz, performance task, or assignment, I will sometimes lock it down, but nevertheless, you are still allowed to submit late requirements. Of course, with a certain deduction, but I will always accept late entries. The closing of threads will distinguish those who submitted or those who sent their work on time or before the deadline, and or from those who submitted it late. Okay, so yun lang naman yung distinguishing factor niya. So you don't have to concern yourself too much. As long as you submit, then you're good. But if you're aiming for a good grade or something, make sure you submit on time or way before the deadline. Kindly notify your instructor if you wish to submit your requirements late. And this most likely happens during or right before grade consultation, when you're completing requirements that you missed. Then you'll go back to a particular channel, particular thread, then you'll post it. Make sure that I will be notified by either tagging me or posting on the grade consultation that you've submitted your work on that particular week or on that particular channel. Okay, so Um, this sounds overwhelming right now, but it will be it will be like breathing when we're actually doing this thing. Okay. Channels. So as you can see, we have different channels here. Each channel will represent either a topic or a week. Channels are made for easier navigation and back reading. So instead of like our previous UTS wherein we have different channels, yes, for topics, but our participation, our collaboration was made entirely on general threads. It's quite difficult, or it was quite difficult to back read, remember? So instead, every interaction will be made inside that thread. Okay? And if you're the middle, or if you, for whatever reason, have owner status for this classroom, please don't delete any channels. Okay? So, whether you're the middle, or you added some classmates of yours before, and you happen to have the owner status, make sure to avoid deleting channels, because if you happen to delete a channel where most of our requirements are there, then chances are we won't be able to retrieve it. Wala kayong grade, di ba? So yeah, that's for channels. Lastly, for grade consultation, I'll try to submit. Actually, it's here for the sample grade, sample class record. This is where you'll see an example of my previous section's class record, which is actually real. Um, every grade consultation week, actually, like our UTS and our Nationalian, we always make midterm exams and final exams a week earlier, so we are always one step ahead of the university calendar. And this is primarily due to two reasons. First is I want you guys to have one less preparation during your exams. At least with art app, or with your art app, you're no longer worrying about additional requirements because you're already done with ours, remember? So you can focus on your major subjects or other GE subjects. Next is with the ample time that you have, because we're already done with our exam, we have more time to do grade consultation, and we have more time to come up with the grades that you deserve. Okay, so if you happen to be disappointed with your grade, and if you want to come up with special requirements or additional or remedial requirements, we have more time to do that by being 1 week in advance or 1 week ahead of the game. Okay, so that's the usual problem with other subjects, because they don't have ample time. Right after the exam, it's already the submission of grades. So it's really hard to do grade consultation. And with this, I hope that we can all utilize this well. Um, there won't be, or there shouldn't be, any excuse to have low grades and you being disappointed, or you getting butt hurt because you weren't able to do remedials or to do special projects. Okay. Sometimes it's usually the problem when I did grade consultation, but some students did not attend. Hence, they weren't able to do any grade consultation. So, why would it be my fault? Okay, so hopefully you can utilize this particular thread of ours, so that, yeah, at least there won't be any regrets down the line. Okay, so I don't think we will be able to discuss the content of the class record, but for those who are not familiar with our class record, let's check it out.